Live. Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. My hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I am about to break some news here on my own channel, my YouTube channel here, VickiDillard.tv. You all know I give content on a couple of other platforms, but I wanted to go live on my platform today. I've got to head out to another meeting, but I wanted to come to you really quickly. I see my brother here on Instagram. I just did a powerful collaboration with. He's here on Instagram under Known and Unknown Ashe. That's our brother Bobby Hemmett's appreciation, one of his appreciation pages. So family, be sure to check that out. I'll put the link in my Instagram story. By the way, if you're watching me at VickiDillard.tv, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You all know I have a ritual. Forgive me for going so fast, but time is of the essence, and I wanted to break this news amongst the Black grassroots about your representative, Jim Clyburn. But the ritual is everybody hit that thumbs up button. Thank you for your badge on Instagram. Who is that? Mondo Freeman. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold, beloved. Thank you, my brother. Daryl, he's always talking about he says, you're amazing beauty. Thank you, beloved. One of my biggest fans. Everybody on the count of three, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. Okay. On the count of three. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, Vino Brown. Sky today, the beautiful Vicki Dillard. Thank you, beloved. I'm telling you, y'all have not told me on all these platforms who's paying y'all to give me these glorious compliments. Y'all know I receive them. I received all that good energy. Talk black to me. Christina says the same thing. Hello, beautiful queen. Vicki, hey, y'all. Hey, Nyan Beauty. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Reverend Minister Willie. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Black Study Works. Hey, BB. Okay, let me get going, y'all. Let me give you this news really quick. Instagram. I need to use this device, Instagram. So y'all come on over really, really quick to VickiDillard.tv on YouTube. Y'all make sure you come to my personal channel. I didn't say Fly Nubian. I didn't say African Diaspora, nothing like that. Come to my channel real quick, okay? I got a meeting downtown real quick, Instagram, but I wanted to break this news quickly. I'm doing back-to-back content today, okay? Instagram, come on over to VickiDillard .tv on YouTube. See you in a minute. Okay, family. I want to show you, I want to read you this article and shout out to some of my supporters who called this out. One of my supporters, they were commenting on me breaking some of the news on yesterday on Fly Nubian Queen about how some of your civil rights organizations did not publicly disclose that they were actually getting paid from Pfizer to push the mandates. Did you all know that? Did you all know that? Are y'all hearing me? And so the information came out, and of course I provided the receipts and all that to show you that all the questions that we were raising early on during the pandemic, and we were simply asking for an intelligence response and all hands on deck response to it. You know, some of your black looking people, some of your black civil rights leaders and some of your black politicians took money, some of them, from the very companies that was pushing the mandate. Do you all understand how this works? Thank you all for your kind compliments. Nikki said, I'm a big fan. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, precious. So I'm trying to, With some of you wondering, okay, why are we talking about the pandemic? I talk about everything. I talk about geopolitical news. That's why I'm on other platforms like African Diaspora News, talking about international news. I talk about domestic news. I talk about reparations. I talk about Black issues. I talk about a number of different things, and I've been doing it for years. So when you all see something that's happening in the world and mainstream media or mass media is talking about it, just know we've been talking about those very principles and topics for years now. And we have to remind you and show you the receipts even after the fact so that you will remember the play and when you're being played. Ooh, that was good, Spirit. I said so that you will remember the play and recognize when you're being played. Talk Black to me, somebody. We got to pay attention to how warfare is played. Haven't y'all, what brothers, I need some of my brothers to help me out. Some of my sisters may know this answer too. My sports folks. What is it called when a player, after they play the game or even before they play a game, if you boxing somebody, whatever, you look at the footage of the enemy or you look at the footage of when you either won or lost, you look at your footage and you look at the other side's footage. What is that called? What is it? A playback? Y'all tell me in the chat. What is it called? I want to make sure I say it right. Yes, Michelle said a replay. Why is it? Why do you think? Do you all think that you tell those players why you? Okay, everybody's saying it's a replay. Okay, why do they do that, family? Somebody else said it's film study. Why do you think that they observe how the opposition moves, and why is it that you look at your own performance? Somebody called it a recap. Somebody called it a replay. Somebody called it watching the film. Okay, those are all excellent. Thank you, family. Why do they do that? Talk Black to me. Life Coach D said for strategy on how to win. Come on now. Somebody else tell me what you think about that. Y'all know I'm a teacher at heart. Somebody else said, nah, it's playing to the tapes, film study, basically game planning. Somebody said game planning. I like that. John Spencer said to better themselves. Sandra said to review the game. Somebody else said learning the opposition playbook. Michelle said looking for strengths and weaknesses. Come on, somebody. Reviewing your mistake. Learn the pros and cons during the game. Where to improve for the next game, somebody else said. Somebody said proper preparation. These are all reasons why you must study your open enemy. I don't want to hear no turn the other cheek and come to your proverbial pale face, blue eyed, stringy head Jesus. We're at war and our goal is to win. Soldiers observe how the other side moves. Yes, somebody? We've got to be meticulous. We've got to be disciplined. See, that's why I'm picking. I got a real smile circle. I got to rock with people that take their lives and their magic so serious that they're disciplined in that thing. And I need somebody that's smarter than me and that's better than me in other areas. I'm focused on my goddess energy. I'm focused on my health and other world things that's going on. So I need somebody. Come on, somebody. I need some other warriors and generals around me, baby. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Instead of saying, well, why are we still talking about the past? If you don't understand what I'm doing over here, then you're not well. You're not well. Somebody said the Bronx has my back. I love New York. You have to anticipate what the other side is going to do. And as I saw one time, there was a quote that I heard, and you've got to play your trump card right after the other side plays theirs. Y'all don't even. You too busy trying to show out because you don't really know who you are. You're so busy trying to tell the other side how intelligent you are, the resources you have available, your beautiful black magic. You telling all the secrets early on in the game, weakness. You feel so good running your mouth and you ain't even got the victory. But you're running your mouth early because you're trying to impress your open enemy. You're trying to impress people that can't stand you. You want them right there in that moment to see you as beautiful and as powerful and as important. Baby, well, let me just tell the world a piece of my magic. I don't mind you thinking I'm nothing and a nut and crazy early on. I'm focused on the long range vision with my long range power. You gotta let them sometimes think they winning so that you can stay in the vicinity and get the necessary intelligence. Shut up. Who cares if they think that about you? See, you don't really know who you are when you're trying to impress them too early. You're going to tip them off, silly. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? Folks running their mouth, people putting misinformation out, people are slandering, people are dogging, people are mocking, people are trying to do all this other kind of stuff, and you sitting there, thank you, you're supposed to be undercover. You're supposed to be gathering information, and you do the equivalent of going in there saying, you know I'm a spy on you, you know I'm getting all this information. Shut up. You don't know who you are. I'm 44 years of age. What I look like going around suffering from low self-esteem, trying to impress somebody who got grandkids. We too big for that. Because in that moment, you have not acquainted yourself with who you really are. Your divinity, your God, goddess essence. So you finna sit there and have a fit because in that moment, they don't see you as they are. Baby, you better. I'm focused on the long range vision because I know I got long range power. Hey, Miss Nancy King. She said, speaking Queen Vicki. Miss Nancy King, she's been knowing me for years and years and years. She's been a blessing to me and my mom for many years too. Listen, some of you got to be okay being undercover for a while. You got to be okay with looking like you the underdog. You got to be okay looking like you losing for a season. How many of you all know that sometimes you ultimately win because you know when to retreat? I didn't say give up and surrender to defeat. I said retreat so you can recalibrate. Some of you don't know discipline to shut up long enough, to be quiet long enough so that you can win not just the battle, but the war. How many of you all know there are many battles that make up the entire war? You got to be okay looking like you losing. You better play your role, baby. You better do your meditations. You better tap into your supernatural powers so you'll know who you are. Let me tell you something. The supernatural encounters that I've had and the ship shaping that I have caused among some powerful forces that say so. It's something how my open enemies give me more credit than your haters out there. Oh, Lord, today I was dealing with forces and entities that experience catastrophic effects for messing with me. Even when I was in the belly of the beast, some of them, I didn't have nobody to call to fight for me physically. But do you all know some of the people that came against me, at least 3 while I was in the belly of the beast, they all have obituaries. Don't play with it. And I didn't do nothing. Do you all know that legal powerful forces, some of their law firms shut down or reorganized? Do you all know that one of the attorneys for one of the law firms ended up turning around to be a whistleblower and a snitch for her own law, one of the second most powerful, or the one of the most top powerful foreclosure law firms that was in the state? They ended up having to pay millions and millions of dollars and came under investigation from the state's attorney generals, them and several others. This, when my name was changed to Numbers and I was shipped to another state. Don't play with it. You gotta understand who you are and how you truly wield power, even at a distance. Stop screaming. I didn't come on here to scream. Lord, why am I talking about this? Some of y'all don't know how to play your role. And you don't do it well enough because you get caught up in the moment with your ego. I didn't come to the conclusions and I didn't deal with some of the stuff I was dealing with because I was low ranking in the spirit. I just said something right there. Some of you, the spirit realm don't rock with you. Somebody said Chicago screaming for you. Listen, you already know I need you to scream for me, sis. Vicki's a celebrity in the spirit realm first. Let them look like you losing for a minute. Who is this that just said this? Ya Israel, oh snap, Vicki, that's prophetic. When my name was changed to Numbers after the book of Numbers, baby, you better stop. They ain't ready for that. They didn't know me by Vicki so-and-so, so-and-so. No, baby. Number 368, blah, 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 blah. Everything around me tried to scream and tell me that I was something else. I wasn't. Child, please. Let me just move along. Watch this. Watch this. Let me read this article to you. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. Watch this. Let me pull it up, family. Thank you for your patience. By the way, family, I only have a handful of the calendars left. We pulled the calendars back because we sold almost all of them. So we only had a few dozen left. We had to change the shipping where they were shipped to because we were pretty much done with the third-party company that was shipping them out. So you can go to VickiPlanet.com to get the handful that's left. I also have some spiritual things that are there for you, like potions. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this thing called oud. Oud is a wood resin that your Saudi billionaires, royals, the elite use. And they use this wood resin. Not only do they use it in some instances to as incense, but they also can distill it and turn it into like potions or oils. And so when you put this on you, when you burn the particular incense, in the case that is a wood incense, or in this case, I have oil potions. I have a direct connect with a very powerful top Black commodities trader who gave me the real deal. This ain't no stepped on. You got some people out there, a handful of folks that know about oud, but they stuff is stepped on. What y'all know about stepped on? It's mixed up, it's distilled down, and it ain't potent. But these small group of people, you wonder how do they dominate like these Saudi oil billionaires? Why do they burn these kinds of things? Why do they, even the Quran, the Bible, and other sacred books talk about this under different names? Even if you want to look at the case of the myth of Jesus, it said that they brought him what? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Have you ever wondered why they bring him that kind of stuff? Some of us don't even ask those questions. These were things that royals use, and they were worth a lot. And so when you use these spiritual things, It helps to not only protect in so many areas, but also helps you with your economic and business goals. But it's for those that are going to be consistent. Did you all hear me? I have some of those oils available on my site. The real deal from across the way at VickiPlanet.com. I'm going to make sure I go in and put the link in just a second, okay? Watch this. Fam, I'm still posting this thing so I can get this up so I can go to the article I want to read to you. Now, who is Representative James Clyburn family? Family, do y'all remember when I did that? When he came out, your black Representative James Clyburn, he's the one that helped to resurrect Joe Biden's, at the time, failing campaign. Remember that? Somebody said a traitor. You got that right. Somebody said he's a rep for South Carolina. You know exactly who I'm talking about then. So his funny looking self, remember, he was the one that came out all hard against reparations, right, family? And then when the one of the right reporters asked his funny looking self, well, for supporting Joe Biden, what are you getting for that? Do you want something in return? It was a question similar to that, right? Do you want something in return for helping Representative Jim Clyburn? Guess what he gonna say? Want something? What I look? Want something? Oh, I don't want nothing. Some of you probably was wondering where did I come in? Where did Vicki get that clowning from when I start mocking him about reparations when he came out against reparations? And I was exposing the mindset of them old Negroes that don't believe we deserve to get anything for our votes and reparations, and we supposed to just use our votes for white Afghans, white Ukrainians. Talk black to me, somebody. White everybody else. Just white, just for everybody else. For legal and illegal immigrants and all that stuff. Talk black to me, somebody. And so when it comes down to reparations, some of you think just like him. You think we should just let it go. You want us to keep struggling when we find that economics is at the root of our most criminal activity, health disparity, educational disparity, other forms of economic upward mobility, other attempts at Black sovereignty and independence. Economics is at the root in almost every disparity. That's why when you are pushing reparations, family, you are pushing for all them other miscellaneous bills that they want us to go for. When you deal with reparations, you are overwhelmingly addressing in one fell swoop most of the issues that plague Black folks. So when they tell us we need to jump on the bandwagon of immigration, we need to jump on the bandwagon of LGBTQ and all that mess, we say hell to the no. This is the reason why we're pushing more than anything else reparations, because reparations overwhelmingly, economics overwhelmingly addresses much of the other disparities. We don't need no one issue over here, break up this and break up that, and then y'all come confusing us. Hell, you ain't confusing me. You ain't confusing the Black, intelligent, Black grassroots. Derek, thank you for your gift. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Much love to you, Queen. Thank you. Funny looking self. No, you finna just write the check. We'll deal with it on. We got to other stuff. We don't need no breakup bills. Reparations will cure a whole lot of it. Help us. It'll give us a good start to some of all them other issues, domestic issues. You all know this better. You all know this. just as well as I do. They say that a lot of what causes a large chunk of the divorce is what? Finances, right? Mental problems and breakdowns, health issues. A lot of that has to do with the inability to pay bills and the stress that comes with that. Okay, family, I just put it in the chat. Let me see if I can pin it. I just put that money potion. I call it the vault potion. If you go to that website, you'll see on the front page another link there where you can get the few calendars that we have left there as well. So in the times where there's so many currency wars, family, you want to use this on a daily basis. And I give you specific instructions and I give you details on why you should use it and why the elite use it. You don't get to laugh at something and say, well, why would I use that? And what they got to do with wealth? Because currency, connected to the word current, is energy. It's first spiritual before it's natural. And the small group of people that dominate stuff, they don't ask dumb questions like that. They just keep dominating the knuckleheads. You can laugh. This is the thing about it. People that are struggling, they're not living the life of their dreams. How are you mocking and laughing and losing? That's what I be trying to understand. You can't mock using black magic and unusual means and solutions to problems, and you lose it. What you laughing at, loser? It don't make sense in your mind, okay? And you don't have no sense in your life, in your bank, in your pocketbook, in your wallet. It don't make no sense, and you ain't got no sense, no coins. You see. Talk black to me, somebody. If you can get off of that, the link is in the chat. The link is it's pinned at the top of the chat. Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share. Vicki, break this news because the people waiting. Y'all ready for this? I want y'all to use this link of the Vicki show that you're watching me now. And I want you to share this, and I want y'all to tag Simone Sanders. I want you to tag Kareem Jean-Pierre, that's the current press secretary. I want you to tag Joe Biden. I want you to tag the Black Caucus. I want you to tag your individual members. I'm talking about white members or black members. I don't care. Your congressional members, whether they're in the House of Representatives or in the Senate. I want you all to take the broadcast you watching me now. Take that link and tag all of them right now, and anybody else you deem important. Tag other black media outlets, whether they're useless or useful. Tag them all and tell them, let's talk about it. Tag the Reverend Al Sharpton, who needs to go eat. Because those of you that become vegan and what's the other thing? I bless y'all's heart. It's all good. But sometimes when y'all turn all that stuff into religions and stuff, and some of y'all become crazy. You become religious zealots. And I'm talking about Al Sharpton, because the moment he started changing his diet, he's changed consciousness. I thought y'all supposed to, the brain supposed to get better. I thought your pineal gland was supposed to become unblocked. He stopped eating chicken. And became more pro open enemy. You about need to go eat. Y'all ready for this? I know y'all said, Vicki, we've been ready. Thank you for your patience. Y'all know how your sisters with the curly braids do. What does this headline say? I don't want nobody to think I'm making it up. Y'all know I love to show y'all the actual receipts. Talk black to me. Yes. This is a piece from ProPublica.org titled, How Representative James Clyburn Protected His District at a Cost to Black Democrats. What does it say, Vicki? Let's go through it very quickly. I'm bringing this up, family, because when we try to tell you all, remember we talked about earlier in the broadcast when we watched play-by-plays and how things happen. And we tell you that the people that you put in power, the black-looking people, you all sitting up there saying, Vicki, why are you attacking another black person? I said, Negro, don't you know a spy when you see one? Don't you know a saboteur when you see one? Don't you know a fake when you see one? You are simple-minded if you just sit there and say, well, Vicki, you attacking somebody just because they black. Slowness. It's my nature and my automatic reflex to advocate and defend black people. So if you see me giving somebody that everlasting work, it's because they ain't the real deal. Or something about which they stand is very problematic and dangerous to the masses of black people. Slowness. Read the article, Vicki. It's breaking news, family. It's been out a couple of days, but most people have been talking about it. Facing the possibility, James Clyburn, facing the possibility of an unsafe district, South Carolina's most powerful Democrat sent his aide to consult with the GOP. For those of you that don't know what the GOP stands for, that's for the Republicans. GOP literally stands for the Grand Old Party. South Carolina's most powerful Democrat sent his aide to consult with the GOP on a redistricting plan to dilute black voting strength and harmed his party's chances of gaining seats in Congress. The meeting was arranged in secret on November 19, 2021. Remember yesterday, for those of you who follow me on Fly New Bean Queen, I do contributions a couple times a week on FlyNewBeanQueenTV.com. Yes, I'm back there. I do contributions on African Diaspora News Channel. That's a channel that does local, domestic, rather, national coverage as well as international coverage. I'm on that platform too, and my own platforms on several social media outlets. Watch this. I discussed this yesterday and gave you all receipts that some of your black civil rights organizations, when they was pushing the mandates on us, they didn't disclose, some of them didn't disclose that they were taking money from the people that was making the shots. Secret. Notice this is another pattern we see here where it's saying secret. Keep reading, Vicki. The meeting was arranged in secret, according to this article, according to this piece. The meeting was arranged in secret on November 19, 2021. The chief of staff for South Carolina's Senate Judiciary Committee y'all listen, a key aide to Representative Jim Clyburn. Let me start over. The meeting was arranged in secret on November 19, 2021. The chief of staff, that's what I was trying to say. The chief of staff for South Carolina's Senate Judiciary Committee text Dalton Tresvant, a key aide to Representative Jim Clyburn, the state's most powerful Democrat. Y'all ready? Quote, "Hey, Dalton, Andy Fivick here," he said. "We wrapped up some morning things quicker than we thought. So if you want/can come earlier than 1:30, we're available. The state legislature had begun the crucial task of redrawing voting district lines after the 2020s consensus. Even small changes in the lines can mean the difference between who wins office, who loses, and which party holds power." Y'all pay attention and hit that thumbs up button. As the process commenced, Clyburn had a problem. His once majority black district had suffered a daunting exodus of residents since the last count. Did y'all catch that? Clyburn had a problem. His once majority black district had suffered a daunting exodus of residents since the last count. He wanted his seat to be made as safe as possible. Republicans understood the powerful black Democrat could not be ignored, even though he came from the opposing party and had no official role in the state level process. Fortunately for them, it says, Clyburn, who is 82, was recently reelected to his 16th term, had long ago made peace with the art of bartering. Tresvant made his way to the grounds of the antebellum State House, a relic still marked by cannon fire from Sherman's army. The aide carried a hand-drawn map. Y'all listen. I'm going to say this now. I did some other research, and he's trying to claim that all of this, the way in which this presented is not true. But you be the judge and just listen to the facts. Listen. The aide carried a hand-drawn map of Clyburn's 6th district and presented it to OPWVICKI and the other Republican committee staffers who were working to reconfigure the state's congressional boundaries. So y'all know your lily white, open anti-Black GOP can't stand us. According to this piece, it's saying Clyburn's aide on behalf of Clyburn went there to negotiate with the GOP in redistricting. For those of you that don't know, of course, they remake the maps to dilute Black votes because white folks know that they're losing power. So because they know that their numbers are low and they know that you dominate Black family in certain areas, they simply change the mapping to benefit them. That's Vicki's dictionary term of what redistricting is. Listen. Some of Tress Vance's proposals appeal to Republicans. Some of Tress Vance's proposals appeal to Republicans. The sketch added Black voters to Clyburn's district while moving out some predominantly white precincts that lean toward the GOP. The Republicans kept Tress Vance's map confidential as they worked through the redistricting process for the following 2 months. They looped in Tress Vance again near the end, according to public records obtained by ProPublica. The resulting map, finalized in January 2022, made Clyburn's lock on power stronger than it might have been otherwise. A House of Representatives seat that Democrats held as recently as 2018 would become even more solid for the incumbent Republican. This came at a cost. Democrats now have virtually no shot of winning any congressional seat in South Carolina other than Clyburn's. State political leaders on both sides of the aisles say. As others attack the Republican redistricting as an illegal racial gerrymander, Clyburn said nothing publicly. Give me my gavel. Your very, very, very Black and heavily melanated Representative Clyburn said nothing publicly. His role throughout the redistricting process has remained out of the public view, and he has denied any involvement in state legislative decisions. And while it's been clear that Clyburn has been a key participant in past state redistricting, the extent of his role in the 2021 negotiations has not been previously examined. This account draws on public records, hundreds of pages of legal filings, and interviews with dozens of South Carolina lawmakers and political experts from both sides of the aisle. While redistricting fights are usually depicted as exercises in raw partisan power, the records and legal filings provide an inside look that reveals they can often involve self-interest input from incumbents and backroom horse trading between two parties. With the House so closely divided today, every seat takes on more value. It goes on to talk about how South Carolina's 2021 redistricting has been a challenge in federal court by the NAACP. Of course, you all know that, blah, 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 right? I'm skipping a couple of paragraphs. This part that says, but Clyburn's role already has complicated the NAACP's case. The judges dismissed some of the group's contentions partly because Clyburn's early request drove some of the mapping changes. Did y'all catch that? Can somebody say Django? Can somebody say Stephen and Django? When you see your sister screaming about Clyburn on other issues that relates to him dogging reparations, him coming out against us, him trying to shut us down on a consistent basis, the energy, I just keep being right. And now these investigations that were previously unexamined are proving why. I think y'all might have missed that last sentence I read. It says, but Clyburn's role, let me go back up here. Just so you all know, when they were fighting in court for the redistricting to show about how it was racial and advantageous for white folks and a blackish for black folks, right? Based on racial lines. Watch this. A 3-judge federal panel ruled in January that aspects of the state's maps were unconstitutional, racial gerrymandering that must be corrected before any more elections in the first districts are held, right? But Clyburn's role, it says, already had complicated the NAACP's case. So here you got the NAACP going to court fighting over this gerrymandering against black folks. But the NAACP's case was complicated because of Clyburn's involvement. The judges dismissed, it says, some of the group's contentions, partly because Clyburn's early request drove some of the mapping changes. So some of the NAACP's legal positions were shut down because your very, 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 very black Representative James Clyburn, his role in the redistricting is what gave the courts leverage to rule against NAACP on some of those issues. Some of those issues. Not all, but some. The Republicans are now appealing the ruling to the Supreme Court, which has yet to decide if it wants to hear oral arguments on the case. The redistricting process was the first South Carolina had undertaken since a series of Supreme Court rulings made it easier for states to redraw their districts. You all know all that stuff, right? I got to skip because it's a long article. It gives details about 68% of the residents, the white population, up to 66% a decade ago, and talks about immigration, white retirees, all that. I got to skip that. I want you to hear this part. Clyburn's role highlights an underbelly of the redistricting process in the South. Black Democratic incumbents have often worked with Republicans in power to achieve their own goals. One final thing I'm going to read because I got to go to a meeting. And this is what I want. This is why we call out many of the Democrats. Few state Democrats will criticize Clyburn by name on the record. Y'all see why they can't stand folks like me? Bakari Sellers, 38, a former state Democratic lawmaker. Y'all know Bakari's funny looking self. Y'all know he on CNN and all that. Bakari Sellers, a former Democratic lawmaker who once served on the redistricting committee, said there is a very unholy alliance between many black legislators and their Republican counterparts in the redistricting process. Clyburn's district is probably one of the best examples. Moving that many black voters in Clyburn's district meant, quote, we eliminate a chance to win in other districts, he said. I'm not saying that we could win, but I'm saying we could be competitive, and people of color, those poor people whose individuals who have been crying out for so long would have a voice. I've called out Bakari Sanders in the past, but Bakari was not using his CNN platform to call out Clyburn in the past like he should. So doing this behind the scenes post Clyburn secured his seat record chit chat ain't helping us, Bakari. Simone Sanders is homegirl boy with Bakari. How often do you see her on MSNBC on her weekend show calling out James Clyburn? Y'all's Reverend Al Sharpton, who needs to go eat. Y'all know he buddy with all of them. How many times have you seen him use his platform to publicly call them out? I got to go, but I gave you the gist, and I want you all to start disseminating it further. I hope other black media outlets talk about this as well. My people have been putting me onto this. I saw this on some other platforms, but I said, no, I got to do mine today. I've been doing back-to-back content today, but I wanted to get this information to you and give you some of the receipts. I love you so much. Y'all know we're going to stay on top of this. But how is it that I keep being right about these people? Do you think it's by accident that these investigations that were previously not done? By the way, breaking news, Donald Trump was found liable for battery and defamation in a civil lawsuit with that white lady, that rape case. Just FYI. I get this is my second notification. I wasn't going to say nothing, but I said, let me go ahead and tell y'all. But I want y'all to see the receipts. These investigations that are being done is the ancestors themselves rocking with us, exposing them, trying to let you all know you've been given too much power to Django Stevens, who are frauds, who are saboteurs, and who are actually soldiers for the other side. But thank God it's a new day. Rahman said, we have vision. You are a seer. Ashe. You have vision. You are a seer. Ashe, beloved. I love y'all so much. Thank all of you all for your super chats. Those of you that ask how you can support, you can just go to my website, $OPWVICKI. That's my Cash App. All my information on contact page and my website you can find below. All of your gifts are blessed 1,000-fold. Don't forget you can get your money, the vault potions there, because we need to go on the offense to protect our money. Because for those of you that don't know spiritually, some of y'all don't know how spirit works. The powers that shouldn't be put a big fat hex on the economy. And America will not recover in any form or fashion if she does not pay us reparations. Do you all know that this is what we need to be driving home right now? This is a spiritual issue. I got to tell y'all more later. I'm getting ready to plan another 911 Underground Global Summit. You all know I did a couple with Brother Rizza Islam. I did one with Dr. Rowling about the pandemic. We did it offline so that we can speak freely and say and use the exact words and give you the information that you need without being demonetized and censored like they tried to do to me on multiple platforms. So I'm planning another one of those here soon. And I want to give you a prophetic address on what Spirit showed me about the economic problems. And let me tell you something. We who are considered to be the deaf, dumb, and blind, we who consider to be the nobodies, they're going to have to come through us to solve his global problems. Y'all better talk black to me. I love y'all so much. My name is Vicki Dillard, your sister with the curly braids. You are my bliss. I bow to you. I can't wait to see you again.